Hello, everybody. Lisa Lewis is here. I hope you're on and you're ready for some awesome information. I'm going to give it a couple minutes. I hope you like my little reindeer antlers. And I have my little reindeer with me, my little Rudolph with me too, that wants to say hello. Just say hi, Charlotte. This is Charlotte. Awesome. You can just step aside for a second. All right, let's see. I'm going to wait and let a few more people come on here and we'll get right to it. Just 1 second. I'm just giving it 1 second for more people to join us, and then we'll get right into the material. Do you want to say hello again? All right, guys, I see people popping in. This is awesome. I'm just going to give it another minute, let people join in. I have Charlotte with me. Can you say hi, Charlotte?
Hi.
She even gave herself a little red nose for all of you guys. Can you also say Happy Hanukkah?
Happy Hanukkah.
Say it nicely. Say Happy Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah.
All right, awesome. High fives. Okay, love you. Good night. Get out. Scamper away. All right, guys. Well, welcome. Welcome to tonight's webcast. We had such an exciting weekend. Week, I should say week. My gosh, I know that we were busy at the beginning of the week here in Maine, and New Jersey, you guys were busy Wednesday, Thursday into Friday with Betty. So we had the opportunity to spend some time with Betty and really just soak in everything that she had to share with us. And, the main focus when she came to our market was just to see how, we haven't even been around for a year, right? Our team per se, I started in March of this year, along with a few key people that decided to join on this journey with me. And, the rest of you have just been coming on board fast and furious since then. So this is our first holiday season. This is our first end of year with Seacret. And it was time, now that we're 9 months into the process, for Betty to come out and just see, how we're operating, what we're doing, how we might be able to do things better, really what we're doing very well, which kudos to all of you guys. She was so impressed with everything that she saw when she was here. Let me just adjust my camera here. It's driving me crazy. Trying to be in the holiday spirit for you guys, and you can't really see my antlers. There we go. So, so we're going to get into that material. I want to make sure that you have your notebook and a pen ready, right? So get your writing materials out, because I'm going to share with you the top things that Betty shared with us. And it's really key that we start to duplicate that within our team. But before we get into that, I want to welcome some brand new agents that I'm so excited to have with us. And, so I haven't had the opportunity to talk with all of you yet, but I know that's going to happen over the next week or so, because, people have just said yes to Seacret over the last 2 weeks, rightfully so, at the height of the excitement and the period going into an epic 2016. And if you guys understand the timing of our company, which I'm sure you do, and the timing of our team and the timing and the footprint where we are right now, not only in the US, but globally, you're in the right place at the right time for sure. So I want to welcome and take a moment to say, gosh, there's a few names here on the list, so bear with me, you guys. Welcome to the community, Curtis Davis. And I know he's welcomed even his daughter, Raven Davis. I've heard lots about you guys, so welcome to the team. Fiona Anderson, all the way from Australia. Welcome, Fiona, to our team. It's going to be a pleasure to work with you. Sarah Dorr, my God, Sarah Dorr, what a dynamo this woman is. I can't wait to really start to connect with her and hit the ground running. We have Rebecca Williams. Welcome, Rebecca. I've heard lots about you. I can't wait to connect with you personally. Stephanie Parker just had her first WOW party on Friday. It was spectacular, so much fun. I love Stephanie. She just brings an element of just creativity and passion to this company and this community. So welcome, Stephanie. We've got Sunny Schechter, who we're welcoming in New Jersey. She had the opportunity to meet Betty. I saw an awesome picture with her and her sister Paula Ariel, who also joined our team. There was a great picture of you two beautiful women with Betty in our Facebook group. So welcome to the two of you. We have Donnell Bowles. I'm so excited to have you, Donnell, by way of Curtis coming to our team. Denise Miranda, gosh, I just did Blueprint. We're going to talk about that here, an agent launch sheet with Denise tonight, a couple of hours ago. So welcome, Denise. I'm so happy that you're here by way of Kelly Weaver out in California. Natalie Lewis, man, if there is somebody that is just the picture of health and vibrance, it's Natalie up in Canada. Welcome, Natalie, and thank you, Nikki, for bringing her to our community. We have Diana Camino. I'm so looking forward to meeting you, Diana. I haven't had the opportunity to check on you yet, but that will be soon coming. So get ready for that. Maria Gordon, welcome, Maria. I'm so glad that you're with us and our team. We have Ashley Stevens. Thank you, Stephen Maddie, for bringing Ashley to our community. And last but certainly not least, over the last day, I think just hours ago, we just welcomed Melissa Benardowski into our team. So welcome, Melissa, who's friends with Stephanie that I just talked about earlier. So not only do we have new agents in our team over the last 2 weeks, but we have new agents introducing new agents. So, when that happens, you guys, there's just momentum, right? And I know you guys can feel that going into the new year. So I also want to congratulate Curtis Davis. You guys heard me talk about Curtis already. He just rank advanced to star. So congratulations, Curtis, for rank advancing to star. And Kim Silberman, who's one of our anchors down in New Jersey. Oh my gosh, congratulations, Kim, for going executive. So that brings me to the next point, guys, right? If you're following your rank meter, for those of you that are new, all of our rank advancements are really contingent upon a 4-week rolling cycle. So whatever volume you accumulate over a 4-week period is what indicates what rank you are, right? So if you're looking toward a rank, make sure you're adding weeks 247, which was Black Friday week, right? So a lot of you had spikes in that week. So you've got that Black Friday week, 247, plus you've got 248, 249, right? This is as of tomorrow, and then week 250. So here's your 4th week where you still have the volume from Black Friday week of 247 that's working towards your rank advancement. So this is a critical week, not only for rank advancement, but you've also got customers that are excited about getting gifts for the holidays. So if you want to make sure that your customers have their gifts for the holidays, they need to order this week. Okay, so I wanted to just mention that. I'm reading messages as they're coming into me, so I make sure I don't forget anything. So thank you guys for if I forget anything, text me because I can't hear you. So congratulations to all of you. We have lots of people on the cusp, and I'm talking cusp of rank advancements, like just 100, less than 100 BV on either side, right? And then we've still got this next week where we're really pushing for that. So I'd love to see this next week, just seeing all kinds of activity popping, people going superstar, executive, bronze, royale, silver, right? All of those awesome ranks. So let's get to work on that. And then finally, congratulations to Kelly Weaver and Brittany Conti for getting your E4. And there's probably more of you. I just couldn't keep up. But those are the ones that were in the back office that were showing up. So much activity, you guys. We're going to get into the meat of everything right now after saying congratulations. And I'm really just going to keep it at a high level if that's okay with you. I mean, I could talk forever and try to regurgitate everything I learned from Betty, but believe me, your head would be spinning and you wouldn't even know where to begin. And that's the last thing I want to do. I want you guys to finish this call tonight, finish this webcast, and know exactly how we need to move forward as a team. And for those of you that are brand new, this is almost an advantage to you because there's nothing that you're really going to have to unlearn, right? You're hearing this stuff for the first time and you're going to be able to hit the ground running and go, okay, this is our system. This is exactly what we have to do. So right now we're going to start with customers. We didn't focus a whole lot on customers here in Maine when Betty was here. We were talking more about duplication, which I'm going to get to. But I know a lot of the information that you received in New Jersey was about customers. So I want to make sure that we're talking about that first and foremost, because we are a product-based company. We have amazing products, and we want to make sure that we're sharing those products in the right way that both benefit you as your own business owner, as well as benefiting your customer to make sure they're getting the right deal, right? The right program that best suits them. So I was hearing from a lot of you in New Jersey, and Erica shared with me that sorry about that, guys. So Erica was sharing with me that there's kind of a trend in New Jersey, and I think it's happening in a lot of places. And it used to happen here in Maine a lot more, I think, where we just automatically put people on bundle and save, right? It's bundle and save, it's bundle and save. And then the issue that we get into with bundle and save, if someone isn't ready to commit to ordering again, they do the bundle and save, and then they go in and they turn off their auto ship. And that's really not what the objective is, right? The objective of the bundle and save is specifically for those customers that are ready to commit to Seacret as their regimen. And they're going to need a replenishment because they're going to run out of the products that they need. Now, that's not to say a lot of our VIP customers won't get to that point and go to a bundle of save, but I'm sure a lot of you here as a first-time customer, they may say, well, I just want to see if a product works and then I'll order some more, right? So here's the way that we close people, right? The way that I do it is slightly different than Betty, but it's really and I'm probably going to adopt Betty's way because let's face it, she's Betty, right? She knows what she's doing. So, the bundle and save, I've always explained that to be reserved for our secret customers that are ready to commit to either a replenishment for 30, 60, or 90 days. And if our customers are ready for that and they're looking forward to having their products replenished, then that's the right program for them. If they don't want to be on a replenishment, then they're a VIP, right? So this is key. And Erica shared this with me earlier today that Betty was in that market down in New Jersey, and this was the way Betty closes. And I highly suggest you guys do the same. So you do your wild party, you do your 5 and 5, you do whatever it is in terms of your exposure, right? And at the very end, you ask them what they liked best. Like, what is it that you liked best? And that is a line, guys. It doesn't matter what you're doing. If you're doing a presentation on the business, if you're doing a presentation on the products, if you're sending the video, if you're, sharing even a third-party call, what is it that you liked best about what you heard? Or what is it that you liked best about what you tried today? So taking it back to the wild party, what is it that you liked best? If someone says, I loved the mineral-rich peeling gel, right? How many people hear that? They love the peeling gel. That's like one of the biggest topics, right? Is the peeling gel. Well, then the next question is, well, could you see yourself reordering that and wanting to replenish that in 30, 60, or 90 days? And if they say, no, right now, I just want to try it for the first time. All right, great. We have a great customer program for you where you can now get the peeling gel, and it's right on the order form, right? You can get the peeling gel for $47.96 instead of $70 retail. Doesn't that sound great? So they're automatically going to be a VIP customer because they've already told you that they're not ready to commit to that auto ship or the replenishment. So if they say that they're not ready to commit to that, or that, they're just trying it for the first time, then we have a great program for you. You can purchase the mineral rich peeling gel at $47 versus the $70 retail. Now that you're at $47, all you need to do is maybe pick out one more thing on the order form to get you to the $99, and then you can shop at VIP prices for the rest of the year. So you don't even show them the bundle and save because they're not ready to commit to it. So it's not the program for them. Okay. The last thing we want is for you to be putting everybody on bundle and save. First of all, it's not as much BV. You're not making as much money off of it. And remember, this is a business. And yes, you want to give people the best deal that they can get. But for somebody that's not ready to commit to bundle and save, VIP is the best deal for them. And it's a fantastic deal, right? So now it's a win-win for your customer. It's a win-win for you. If in the future they decide they notice that they're going to be replenishing and there's things that they want to replenish, then they can transition to a bundle and save customer. Okay, so that's the key on how to close. Ask them what they like best and ask them if they're ready to commit to a replenishment. If they say no, they're automatically in the VIP bucket. If they say yes, this is something I think I would use, or you talk to them about a regimen and they're ready to get started on a regimen, then explain the bundle and save program, right? But never, ever, ever give them the option to go on bundle and save and then turn it off. That's just not, that's like, inviting somebody into your store and inviting them to fall in love with something, but then saying, but never come back. Don't shop here again. Right? That's silly. So just do yourself a favor and make sure you qualify your customer where they fit first, and then give them the best deal for what it is that they're ready to move forward with. All right? Deal. That's how we operate in our team. Okay? So that's the first thing. The second thing, there was a great idea for those of you that are having a hard time booking parties off parties, which we have a fantastic host program now. For those of you that are new, you don't even know how good this host program is compared to what we had before. And I could even say that I don't know how great it was when I started from what they had before. So this company is always improving things. So we have a fantastic host program. But here's an idea that Betty shared with us, and I think she shared it with you all in New Jersey as well when she was there. If you're at a party, this is kind of a cool little game that you can play if you're creative and you want to have a little bit of fun. You show up with little bags, right? So maybe you have like 6 little bags. Well, 3 of them or a couple of them could have a prize in them. So maybe you have like a packet of Recover, or maybe you have like some samples of like some peeling gel and a mud mask or something like that. Whatever it is that you deem appropriate for your little prize. So you put it in a baggie. The other bags have a little slip of paper that say book a party. Right? And at the close of your party, you can say to people, look, we have a fantastic hostess program. Anybody that hosts a party gets X, Y, and Z. And you guys, if you're not sure what that is, look in your back office under training and tools. For those of you that want to pick a bag, you're welcome to pick a bag. You're either going to get a prize or a gift from me, or you're going to get a slip that says book a party. But the catch is that if you get the prize, of course you get to keep it, and we thank you for coming and you're on your way. But if you get a slip that says book a party, you're obligated to book a party, and we can't wait to do that with you. You just have to pick the date, okay? So they know going in that they're either going to get a prize or they're going to get a bag that says book a party, where they can earn a lot of free stuff anyway. So, the people that play, with the risk of either one. And if they're excited to book a party anyway, they might as well play the game. So that's just one way that you can book parties off of the party that you're currently in. Okay, so that's kind of fun. That's just a fun little idea. And I know they do that in Florida. Betty took that idea back from leaders down in Florida that do that and have a lot of success with that. And it's a fun way, to get somebody to kind of play the game and then potentially book a party. And now you're filling your calendar that way. Okay, so those are the 2 things that I wanted to talk about in the way of customers. Of course, the most important, making sure that you're qualifying your customer and putting them in that bundle and save or VIP bucket. Okay, and again, there's always retail too. If they're not ready to spend $99 and they don't want to be on a replenishment, then they're buying retail. Okay, let's move on. Now we're going to talk about the agent stuff. Now, this is the stuff that gets me excited, because this is the stuff that duplicates, and this is the stuff that creates massive organizations. And this is the stuff where, it doesn't take thousands and thousands of people in your organization to be in a place where you're financially free. You guys, if you can duplicate what it is that you do with a simple system, this is where the magic happens, right? And Betty said to me, she said, I had the opportunity to go on sit downs with her. When I found out she was coming, believe me, I was booking appointments, and I was booking appointments fast and furious. And those of you that know me well, I was like, don't call me during these next 2 days. I'm busy. I'm booking appointments. So I was booking appointments, and in the first couple appointments, Betty had me do them. And, talk about pressure, you guys. I have the co-founder of the company watching me do my 5 and 5 presentation. And I'm going to be honest with you right here, completely candid, transparent. I wasn't following the system. I mean, I had my 5 and 5 brochure. Sure did. I have this. I hope you guys all have this. If you don't have it, make sure you get one, right? It's in your back office. You can even print it if you don't have the hard copy, right? So your 5 and 5 is very simple. It's just that double fold, right? So it shows you step 1, step 2, step 3. So like what the products are, your 5 and 5 products, your 5 wow products, who is Seacret, our products, really the transition, how we're going from retail to relationship marketing. Then it talks about the customer commissions, right? And the leadership match. And of course, you drive your dream bonus. And on the back, it's really, where do you fit in? Okay. So I always had this with me, but did I go through it? Step 1, step 2? No, of course I didn't, because I thought it was really good. And, maybe I can be good, but here's the thing, I can usually, and I'm just talking about myself personally here, I can usually sit across from somebody, ask them a few questions, get to their why, not necessarily go through the system like I just showed you in the 5 and 5, show them products. I always put products on people because I'm sure you guys agree that I've been doing this, or maybe you're on the other end and you were a customer first and you fell in love with the products and then became an agent. The products work, and they do the, like, quote unquote, do the heavy lifting for you. We hear that all the time. But I was just really good at engaging in communication. That's just something I love doing. I love talking to people, and I'm good at it, right? And I'm not afraid to say I'm good at it. I mean, there's things that I'm not good at, believe me. But that's just one of the things that I feel like I'm good at, is connecting with people. And so I would sit across the table, and Betty's response was, okay, so you enrolled that person, but is that duplicatable? And I thought, well, I think it's duplicatable, right? But it really isn't, because I wasn't going through the steps. I was all over the place. I was just asking, my prospect a bunch of questions. And when it was time to close, I just did my own close, right? It wasn't something that could be duplicated. So then I watched Betty do a 5 and 5. Now, let me tell you, it doesn't matter if the person was a salon owner, because we met a salon owner right in her salon. We met a gentleman who was a gymnast. Okay. He's a gym coach for kids, and he lives in a lighthouse and a lobsterman on the side. So I think we can agree, 2 very different people, a guy who lives in a lighthouse and traps lobster and a salon owner, right? We also met with a mortgage real estate broker. We met with another network marketer, a woman that is highly successful in her field and in her company. So we're talking about, very, very different types of people. Now, normally Lisa Lewis, would go into that conversation and approach them differently, right? That's not duplicatable, you guys, right? So it's literally them 5 and 5. When I was watching Betty, and Betty is fantastic. So when I say this with love and in the way that it's supposed to be done. She's not that good, you guys, but she's not that good on purpose. She's not that good because she goes, hey, here are 5 wow products. Let me show you what they are and why people say wow, right? And she literally goes through the products. Then she says, who is Seacret? Well, Seacret is an international luxury skincare brand. We've been around since 2005. We've partnered with the world's largest and most respected manufacturer company in the industry. Maybe you've heard of them, L'Oreal, right? We've had over 100 billion in retail product sales. She's literally reading the presentation, right? Then she's like, why the Dead Sea? Why our products? And then goes through the bullets around the formulation and the Dead Sea. Right. And does it in such a way. Now, it's not robotic. She's not just reading like a boring math teacher. Sorry, Jen. But, she's engaging, she has eye contact. So it still takes communication skills, but she's literally reading off of the brochure. Right. So then she starts talking about transition to relationship marketing and how, we had $1 billion in sales, but the products are much better when they go direct from the manufacturer to the consumer. So she talks about that, and she's using the bullets, right? So now she's told and given the background on the actual company. So now she goes into, okay, well, how do we make money in Seacret, right? And why are you here? Why are you sitting here? Well, let me tell you why you're sitting here. We have amazing timing in the company, and we are shifting to relationship marketing, and this is how we get paid. And she literally goes to this box. She says, you know, in the lifetime of your career with Seacret, all we're looking to do is have you get 20 customers. Whether you do that in your first 2 weeks or whether you do that in your first 2 years, that's up to you. But do you agree that you could get 20 customers at some point? Most people would say yes, right? Right? And then she breaks down the numbers. So if you guys don't have this, take it out. Just read how simple it is. Seriously, you guys, I'm not going to bore you with the whole rest of it, but I'll tell you, when I was sitting there and I was watching this, I thought, man, I could do that. Right? And that's what you want your prospect to think. So when you're talking to somebody across the table, not only are they listening to what you say, they see how easy it is to do this business. Right? And then you don't have to be there every single time you enroll a new agent, or your new agent enrolls an agent, or your agent's agent enrolls an agent, right? Do you see how it's duplicating down the line? You don't have to be there. If I enroll Curtis tomorrow, right, and Curtis sees me go through this presentation and how simple it is, and maybe I'll do the next one as he's sitting with Raven. So maybe I'm sitting with Curtis and, you know, I'm doing the presentation and you know, Raven's listening to me and we enroll Raven. Do you think Curtis is going to be able to do the next one? Absolutely. Right? So maybe you have to sit with your agent 2 or 3 times, but I'll tell you, by the end of the day, when I was sitting with Betty, it was like, you know, one of the songs on the radio that you've heard so many times that you know what line is next. I knew exactly what she was going to say next. So it's, you know, it goes from A to B to C to D every single time. And guess how you get good at that? Practice, right? Practice. So those of you that are new, and maybe those of you that aren't new, the best thing you could do is just sit down and practice. Whether it's with somebody in your family or somebody you haven't called yet that's on your list, and be like, look, I need to practice, right? And bring your products, do your 5 and 5. It's all about duplication. So one of the biggest lines that I take away from Betty, and it's just stuck with me. It's Lisa, and I say, you know, Curtis, Erica, Suzanne, Jody, whoever's on this webcast, right? Don't do what works, do what duplicates, because it's better. I could, if I, you know, even if I did what works for me, might not work for Jody, might not work for Amy, might not work for Curtis, right? So do what duplicates, not what works, because it's better to enroll people on a duplicatable system that will then go out and duplicate, versus enrolling more people with what works for you and then nothing duplicates. I hope that makes sense, because if you're doing what works and not duplicates, you're going to be working a whole lot more, and you've now got yourself another job, right? I don't know about you, but eventually I want mini-me's doing this system everywhere. And when I say mini-me's, that's mini Ericas, that's mini Wendy's, that's mini Jen's, that's mini Curtis's, it's mini, you know, Denise's, mini Kelly's. So everyone's out there doing the same thing, because everybody's using the same system, and it's right in your 5 and 5. If it's a wild party, it's your flip chart, right? So that is the agent training. Now, once somebody's enrolled, the other big piece that we took from Betty, and I know we're running out of time here, so I hope you're taking notes, is everything needs to be robotic and mundane. That's the name of this webcast. Master the mundane. And yes, it gets boring, but at the same time, if you're the person that's listening to the information for the first time, it's not boring, right? So think about, you know, again, like, I don't know, that's a stupid analogy. I'm not going to say it. So anyway, so it's all about mastering the mundane. So once you get somebody enrolled, what's the first thing you're going to do? you're going to do the agent blueprint, right? And that's the booklet number 2 in your back office. I thought I had it right next to me and I don't. But if you, no, I guess I don't. But if you go in your back office, it's your mission blueprint number 2, right? And that's your mission royale. But it's also on this agent launch sheet. So within 24 to 48 hours of enrolling somebody, the system is to go through this agent launch sheet. Okay, talk about what their goals are, whether it's their skin goals, their financial goals. If they can't put a number around financial goals, ask them how many hours they can dedicate to the business. Okay, so do it by hours. And then really get to their why and the 5-year goal. Then it's really important that they understand how to rank advance to Mission Royale. The first step, of course, is Superstar. Now they have 28 days to do that, right? But in our team, the culture that we've created is do that within your first 7 days. Okay, so if you can do that within your first 7 days and you're here to support your new agent in doing that, that's the first step. Okay, so Mission Superstar. Then go through that third part. And again, guys, we're following the sheet, right? So just stick to the sheet. Step 1, achieve Superstar. Who's on your left team? Who's on your right team? You need 300 volume on both sides, including yourself. Invest in your business. Then here's our system for success, right? Share 2 times per week. Have a minimum of 3 guests each time you share. Share 2 times for a 4-week period. This is really, really critical. So making sure you do their agent launch sheet. And if you have people that you've enrolled and you haven't done that yet, loop back with them. A very simple way to do that, I go back to when we first started. We started so fast in the beginning, right? We had so many people coming on board, right? Wendy, White, Jennifer, it was just like whirlwind in the beginning. So we literally didn't have time. When I say we didn't have time, we literally didn't have time to do this because people were enrolling left and right when we first lifted off. So, 3 months down the road, we were like, wow, what's broken? People aren't following the same system. We never did this. So we went back to those people and we said, hey, look, and there's nothing wrong with doing this, guys. So use this. We said, look, when we started, we really didn't know what we were doing. We were brand new. We were just getting our feet wet. We were just getting out there and getting into action, which is so very important. So I apologize, but we never did your agent launch sheet. And that's so important. And if you're feeling frustrated and you're feeling that you're not successful, I own that. I take responsibility for that because I never took you through this process. So let's do that now. Okay. So do that. Loop back with people and connect with them and do that agent launch sheet. It's so important. All right. And then the other thing that we're going to do a little bit more about in subsequent calls, because I'm going to do a team call now. It used to be every other week. We're going to do one every week. I think it's very important. It's not always going to be webcast, okay? It's most of the time going to be over a phone call through my conference line, but it'll be training around consistency and duplication. So how to do your 30-second story, right? Because that was one thing. We had an event here in Maine. And Betty asked people to come up and share their story, right? People that were executives and above could come up and give a testimonial. People were all over the board in how they were sharing that. There's a consistent mundane, and I use the word mundane, not because it's boring, but it's duplicatable, right? It's teachable, it's coachable. People understand it. If they understand the flow and how something's supposed to work, it's much easier to get into that flow. So if we can do the mundane, even with our 30-second story, right? There's a script for that. Just plug in the pieces that are pertinent to you. Before I was with Seacret, this is what I did. Then I discovered Seacret and I loved the blank. And now what I experience with Seacret is blank. That's your 30-second story, right? So it's all of those little things that we need to master in our team in mastering the mundane. So just to loop back, guys, what we went over, make sure you understand where your customer fits. Going back to customers now, make sure you understand if they should be a bundle and save customer or if they're truly a VIP customer and you're doing them a favor by placing them in that VIP service if that's where they truly belong. And eventually, if they become bundle and save customer, great, but they're committed to a replenishment every 30, 60, or 90 days. Another way you can ask them is, look, do you think you could order 3 more times this year? If they say yes, then there it is, 90 days, right? So just make sure you're not putting people, fitting them and squeezing them into the bundle and save if they truly don't belong there. All right. We had a little idea about, booking parties at the end of a party. So if you want to rewind this recording, because it will be out on YouTube, you can get that idea there. And then making sure, shifting over to agents, making sure that when you're sitting across the table from someone, whether you're doing an exposure in your home, in a coffee shop, you've got a couple people that you're meeting with over lunch at work, it doesn't matter. You're following the system. I don't care who they are. They could be somebody that you feel like you're recruiting up and you're intimidated. Even better, you have something to follow. It could be somebody that you feel like, is a great friend of yours and you don't feel like you have to be so formal. It doesn't matter. Follow the system. It could be another network marketer and you're trying to impress them. But you know what? That person that's in network marketing is watching you because they want to join a company that has a system. Okay, because then they can duplicate themselves. It's all about this 5 and 5 brochure and literally following it. And at the end, you guys remember the question that I talked about earlier in the beginning? It's all about asking, what did you love best? Right? If they love the products best, awesome, they're a customer. If they really like the opportunity, then we go into how to get involved. Okay, so what did you like best? So critical. And then duplication, guys. So just making sure you blueprint somebody, you go through the process of going through their agent launch sheet, getting them to superstar and helping them find at least their first agent, right? And when they find their first agent, you help that agent find their first agent, and it just goes down the line. And that's how you're going to create massive success in your business. If you're just consistent, simple, people feel like they can do what you do because you're not that great. I know you're great, but they can't think you're great. That's the key, right? And then from there, you just build a massive, massive team. So with that, guys, just remember, there's 3 things we do in this business. We invite people, we present, and we train ourselves. We invite, we present, and we train, right? But how do you get the best training possible? By continuing to invite and continuing to present. So get out there, get your no's, collect those no's, because you got to get through the no's to get to the yeses. I'm here to support you. Your leadership team is here to support you. So many great learnings from Betty. If you guys have any questions about the content that we talked about tonight, please let me know. But I'm so excited to see you guys just create mini me's all over the place, because that's how you're going to be able to then sit back someday and just watch your business run without you. Because if your business cannot run without you, if it cannot run without you, then you don't have a network marketing business, right? The key is to be able to be the least impactful person in your business. And if you're doing it right through duplication, that's what you're going to get. So thank you so much for your time tonight. I know we went a little bit over. I love you all, and have happy rest of your holiday season. But I'll talk to you guys. Good night.